Primordial issue number 1. That is right, folks. Jeff Lemire, a working man in this industry. He's got a book out like every other month. Like, this guy is a workhorse when it comes to putting out comic books. Jeff Lemire will make anything, and it's good most of the time. Like, this guy is consistently doing stuff, and it's cool. He's back with Image Comics. Andrea Sorrentino is in this. Dave Stewart is working on this. And this book looks to be dealing with a really fun concept. That, of course, is the space race, which has already got me intrigued. And some, like, the maybe things didn't work out the way they should and they did something a little different. What does that mean exactly? Let's get into this book and find out, because it's genuinely very interesting. It's got a lot of Department of Truth vibes, which I love that book. I think it's really fun. The art style kind of invokes that too. It's very stylized, and we're seeing kind of like the faded out versions of people. Everything's kind of like out of focus and stuff, and that's a really cool aesthetic. So we open up this book, we see it's 1959, and we're sending a chimpanzee and a monkey into space. Abel and Baker, I believe is what these people are called. Cut 2 years later, Cape Canaveral, and we see that Dr. Donald Pembroke is heading into this base. He's working with these couple other guys, and basically he thinks, I'm going to be working on this big thing. It's like, you know, we're doing the space program again, right? It's Cape Canaveral. Like, we're doing all this stuff. We're coming back. Everything in here is going to be big again. He's like, no, dude, we're clearing everything out. Your job here as like the doctor and the MIT and digital communication guy is to go through all like the information in the papers and let us know what we can keep, what could be useful to us to work against the Soviets. Everything else is being scrapped. So search through everything. And as we're doing that, we are cutting just every now and then we're cutting away to see Abel and Baker as they're going through space and what people are saying, like what's happening to them, what really happened to them. And we see that one of the guys working with Dr. Pembroke's like, yeah, well, the other guy's a dick. I'm sorry, man. I kind of found this piece of paper you might be interested in. It's like some weird, like interesting lines and dots and stuff. I don't really know what it is, but you could check it out. Basically, he is just interested in, something about this paper doesn't make any sense. So he's calling this general, and he's like, General Talbot, I was like looking at this paper as I'm like cleaning out Cape Canaveral, right? And like I'm seeing the readings here for like one of the earlier missions we did in 59, like when we sent the 2 primates into space on the Jupiter missions, like Abel and Baker. And I'm looking at the notes here, and it's saying that they died when they returned to Earth at 2:39 a.m. Like when they landed back, they were found dead. Like they died on impact. But this piece of paper I'm looking at says that they actually, like, their hearts stopped beating at 2:47. So that's like 8 minutes after they, like, were supposedly dead. So they were alive for 8 minutes after the events that happened here. The general hangs up, and he's like, okay, what does that mean? And then we see just this really beautiful splash page. I will put it up for you to see just like the time between the takes with the apes and what's happening to them. You see like, oh, maybe they're slowly losing their mind and they attack the people that worked on it. We get another page just full of like blood splatter and like this white background of all this stuff with all these characters. And at 2:47, the heartbeat officially continues up. So there's a heartbeat in that time, and you're like, what does that mean? So the next day, Pembroke is trying to get back into Cape Canaveral, go to these bases, but like security's not letting him in. Like General Talbot said, you can't come here. So as Pembroke's trying to like head back to his car, just pissed off at whatever is happening to him, there's somebody in his car, and there's like, keep driving, and okay, we'll talk what's going on. We just got to keep going. He thinks this guy is KGB, and it turns out that he is. And basically, this is a great reveal, and this is why the book makes me think very much like Department of Truth, where it's like this big conspiracy thing. So Pembroke is being told, you know, in Russia we had that same kind of launch a couple weeks before you with Sputnik 2, and on that ship we had Laika, and Laika was, you know, the dog that they sent up to space, and it was like burnt, like the ship burned on impact and the dog died, right? No, that's not what happened. And we see like through a couple of pages, it's very interesting stuff, and they don't explain it right away, but there's like the one page where you see like this cube in the middle of space and the dog is going through it, and it comes out on the other side in like this weird splatterful way through these other cubes. Then you see kind of like that classic Pink Floyd cover, like the Dark Side of the Moon stuff, where the ship is going through it and it comes out in like this rainbow brush, and basically It's just like, I'm looking at it right now, there's like the Pink Floyd lettering on the bottom of the page. You're just looking at this and you're like, something happened. We think Leica went through there, and so did Abel and Baker. We think they went through there, and whatever happened when they came back is a result of what happened in this weird space thing. So something happened to our creatures as they went through that thing. Maybe it was before, maybe it was after. It's kind of like a mystery now. It's kind of ambiguous as to what really happened. But the animals didn't die when they went in there. They were taken. And it's kind of the reason we didn't go back to space, is because we lost these animals. Who knows what happened to them? Then we see this beautiful couple pages where everything kind of gets whited out. We see Abel and Baker are like walking through this big white pyramid, just looking at all this random stuff. They're kind of just learning to talk a little bit. They're making the monkey noises and everything. And they turn around. We see Leica is there, and she is talking literally like a people, and she's like, hello. And that is where the book ends. And I think this is a really fantastic mystery. You know, Jeff Lemire is great at just doing like these slow stories that just have this beautiful impact and these characters that are fun to see. And this is very intriguing. It doesn't give anything away, like no answers are said. It's just like, hey, they were supposed to die here. We don't know where they went. What is going on? We see some shots of space. They're going through some weird dimensional stuff. That's it. The book doesn't tell us anything else, and we're just led to believe some crazy stuff is going on here with these characters, and Pembroke and the KGB might be getting to the bottom of whatever happened to Leica, Baker, and Abel. And I think that is a really, really cool thing. Like, it's just so different than a lot of other books out there. It was really fun to see. I'm a fan of this artwork style. I know some people might not enjoy it as much, but it just has like a certain like shine to it that's just very interesting to look at, and I think it's very fun. The writing is as strong as ever for Lemire. This is a book I think a lot of people are going to enjoy, and it's a great place to jump onto a different type of Jeff Lemire book. He's a guy who does a lot, and if you want to kind of get into his world, this might be a great place to start, just seeing how his mind works and the creations he can build. Really fun book. And it deals with like a big theme currently in like comic books. For some reason, it's like that classic Americana. It deals with that kind of a stuff in like the space race age, which I like that genre and I like that stuff. Interesting to see it portrayed here. Honestly, it's pretty cool. I'm probably going to keep reviewing these books because I think this is going to be a genuinely interesting story. Can't wait to see where this goes and what's going to happen with this talking dog and these weird primates coming back to Earth, maybe to terrorize the people, a pseudo Planet of the Apes thing with a dog leading the charge. Who knows what could happen? The possibilities are endless when it comes to this book. Primordial issue number 1. I am going to give a 7 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.